Welcome to Stat Bytes. This is Imran Sunusara, and I'm going to talk about how to organize a project using the different folder structures, and also talk about how to import an Excel file using Stata 12. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we'll talk about organizing a folder structure for a project. So I received one of the file from one of my investigator called pigs.xlsx, which is kind of Excel spreadsheet format, and this is the pig 1 to pig number 48, and the weight has been recorded for week 1, week 2, week 3, and so forth. So the first thing I would like to do is organizing myself to create the directory structure for this project. So I'm going to save everything on my desktop for this project just for demonstration. So I'm going to right click new folder, and I'm going to call that as pigs. And within the pigs, I'm going to organize by creating the subfolders called data, programs, where I'm going to save all my Stata programs. Then I'm going to put results. If I'm going to generate any results like reports or statistical analysis, I'm going to put into that. And I'm also go ahead and add literature. For short form, I'll put as lit. You can go ahead and add manuscript, papers, posters, and so forth. But for now, I'll stick to the basic needed folders for this project. So under the data, you can copy and paste it. So you have pulled in your data into the data folder. So now if you see, it's in the XLSX format. Now we want to convert that into the Stata format. So to do that, I'm going to click Stata and use the import procedure. And to access that, I'm going to click File, Import, Excel Spreadsheet. Once you click that, it's asking you to point where the file is located. Click Browse, and I know I have created a folder called pig, and under the pig there is a data folder, and within that data folder there is a file. So I'm going to click pigs.xls. Now Stata gives us the preview of what the data is. Now we have to pay special attention to the first row because these are the names of the variables. So I will checkbox this saying that import first row has a variable name. And now ID, the I is in uppercase and everything is in the lowercase. So I'll ask Stata to automatically import the file, making it into all lower cases. I'll click OK, and I have my data in Stata now. Just to make sure whether the import was okay and the file or the information which I intended to import from Excel to Stata is okay. So you can click on your data editor, or you can click on your data editor browse, and you can just look at it how the information looks like. To me it looks like okay, because I expected that there should be 48 IDs or 48 pigs with the weight from week 1 to week 9. So that looks great to me. Now it's better to always save your work and command. So I usually, if you single click it, it will copy the command which you have run. So I'll go ahead and copy that and save it in my do file. And to create a new do file, you can click on this small button called new do file editor and paste it here. So it automatically runs when you try to run it all at once. So one thing I would like to add is to map the primary directory, which is pigs. So to map it, I'm going to double click that and copy the address from here, which is my main folder. So as we do in Windows, like change directory, then add a space and then add a quote and then copy that, paste it, and you can close the code. And you can also add a comment that change it to project directory. So when we did that, but nothing happened, we are still under user ISONSR under documents. We are still not in the pig folder. So to change that, I'm going to run it. Stata is a kind of a sloppy select. You can select any character or anything, and it will run that particular row for you. So now if you see, I'm now pointing to my pig folder, user ISONSR desktop and pigs. So if you really pay attention, we are already under pig folder. So this information up to here is kind of redundant to me. So I'll just go ahead and delete that. What I'm saying here is that I'm already under pigs. If you want to go further inside the folder structure from the pig, which I'm already here, you just type that needed information. You don't need to type this all together again. So that's the main intention or main reason to point it to the pig directory. So you are pointing to that, and within that directory you have to just type the address for that. You don't need to type all over again this information. And I'll just add clear to that at the end of the statement. So if I have to run it over and over again, it will clear the current session and call in the data or the raw data. So I'll go ahead and put a comment saying import Excel data or import the raw data file. Now we want to save this do file and to all the program files. So to do that, you will go to your do file editor window, which we are in now. I'll click on file, save as. I'll click on my main folder pigs, and I'll save it under my program files. I'll label I'll file name it as run. Now we have saved our do file, but we have to save our data file too. So I'll click file, save as, and it's asking me where you want to save it. So I'll click pigs, and I want to save it under my data folder, because data has to be in the data folder, program has to be in program folders. So data, and I'll name it as pigs_wide, and of course it's going to take .dt extension automatically. Click save, and it's saved for me. And just to make sure whether it saved it, now I'm under my pig folder, under my data folder. Now I have two files. One was the original file, which is a pig in the spreadsheet format or the Excel, and the second is the Stata format .dta. Now let me go ahead and also copy this command into my do file, and I'll add a comment saying save the data file. Again, I don't need this info till my primary folder, because I'm already inside my primary folder right over here. So I'm going to just add a replace to that option. So what this option will do is it's going to override the information. If there's a file already there in data folder called pigs_wide, it's going to overwrite it if we use this option. And just to be very cautious that when you add this option, it is going to overwrite it. So the older file will not be accessible anymore. It's going to be so be very careful when you want to be really sure when you overwrite any information. It's similar to deleting the information. So I'm pretty sure I've still, because I've not done anything right now, it's still at a primary phase of getting the data in and getting out. So I'm going to save this file. It's already been saved. Now I'm going to close all my session, and if I come back tomorrow, I want to call in that file. I can click Stata, and I know I converted that into my Stata file. So I'm going to click file, open, and go to my pig folder, and I've saved it in the data folder. So click on it, and here is your data file. And the other way you can access your data file is you can call in your old or the program file you created. So the same file, and you can type use, or you can copy this command which we got using point and click. Call Stata file. Once again, I don't need this, but again, every time you start a project, you have to point it to that directory. So the Stata will accept the default directory whenever it starts a new session. So my default directory is under documents, but I want to change that to pigs, and I'm going to just call it. So that is one way. The other way you can keep recording what you're trying to do, or mapping whatever you're trying to do. So this is the better way I think you can get organized your stuff and import your file using Stata from Excel. I hope this would be helpful to you, and you can always post your comments under on your YouTube. Thank you, and have a good day.